Dear friends, we are elevated if someone appreciates us or someone compliments us, and when we are compared with successful people or celebrities. We are delighted at the comparison we receive or the compliments that we receive about our color, height, success, clothing, beauty, and we never think and introspect whether we deserve it or not. Often it is done out of courtesy or for personal reasons and not indeed real. And this in fact tastes insipid and inadequate. And it tastes insipid and hard to digest. Moses and Elijah were heroic in the minds of every Jew. Moses was considered as their lawgiver and was looked high because he had face-to-face conversation with the Lord, and he could lead the multitude towards the journey, the promised land. Elijah, on the other hand, represents the prophets who had victory over the false prophets of Baal and was taken up in the fiery chariot and horses. And these two had been seen with Jesus on the mountain today, on the Tabor, where Jesus is transfigured. Heroes are never seen with failure and suffering, and Jesus was seen as someone beyond Moses and Elijah. And that is the reason Peter was not able to digest that their hero Jesus had to undergo suffering and pain, and he was reluctant for Jesus to go to Jerusalem to die, while Jesus, in his divinity, proposes the way of the cross, that through the suffering it is a walk and march towards divinity. If showing the narrow path, a tough one and an unpleasant one, is indeed going to be a journey to the bosom of the Lord. Stretching your hand to those in need, bowing down in service, is something which Jesus is asking you and me on this day. It is to ascend to that level. It is not just going up, rather leaping from one state of life to a better state where you become a true brother and true servant to your own neighbor. It is not solemn moments we look for, but to lead the normal life in an extraordinary way. Transition from stereotype of living to the living a standard life. Do we leap from the normal life to an extraordinary life? And do we speak a spiritual growth rather than economical and social life? Do we make our interpersonal and intrapersonal relationships to a newer heights? And will that affect the well-being of the neighbor? And will that affect the well-being of my neighbor? May we strive to transform our attitudes, our way of looking at things and life and world, and establish towards the kingdom where there is peace and understanding. God bless us all.